morning used to be such a pain. And my mother used to actually wake up even before me so that she could make me lunch. But most of all, I remember my uniform. The shirt that had red and white checks, above a red colored knicker, black shiny shoes, red socks, a little tiny red bow tie, and red suspenders. My mother used to attach this little hanky on my breast pocket. And the best part of it all, the huge water bottle that I used to carry on my neck. And I was all set to go to the school. But this got me thinking. I've never liked any of my uniforms that I've ever worn. And if I have any semblance to a human being, I'm here to risk a guess that most of you didn't like them either. But then if so many of us didn't like wearing uniforms, why do we have them? I surely didn't wear that red uniform when I was A-high just for the amusement of the others. So one night I sat down, determined to Google out the origin of uniforms. And I came out with nothing. So I stand here in front of you with some stories that would tell you, that would demonstrate the purposes of uniforms. First, a long, long time ago, when dinosaurs still roamed around on the planet, there was a tribe of people. Some of these tribesmen were farmers and the others were hunters. The hunters were the celebrity of the tribe, the macho men. The farmers, thin and lanky, jealous of the status enjoyed by the hunters, came up with an ingenious idea of differentiating themselves visually in a manner that would prove them to be the masculine ones. They created the art of tattoos. What better way of proving one's masculinity than to go through a horrendously painful procedure and come out with a permanent uniform that you can wear for the rest of your life, right? Now the hunters got jealous and they created tattoos for themselves as well. This marks the first instance in the history of history that any kind of visual distinction happened in any society. One day, the son of a hunter goes up to his mother and says, "Mommy, mommy, I want to get a tattoo too. I want to be as strong as daddy." The mother very fondly responded, "Ooh, how about we get you the tattoo of the strongest and the most hard-working animal there is, huh? But only if you promise to wipe your feet before you enter the cave every night." The excited boy agreed to the deal. And the next day, he had a tattoo of a donkey on his forehead. Very happy. This little boy grew up to be, the clan leader. And had three friends. Fra, Gra, and Da. All of them thought that the donkey tattoo was pretty cool. And so they got the same tattoo done on their foreheads as well. And this marks the creation of the first gang ever. The donkey gang. Soon enough, when us human beings, we started battling with each other, there was this great, fearless general in the Greek army by the name of Minimius Corvinus. Once he was on the battlefield fighting a horde of barbarians, and he had an epiphany, but at a cost. I just killed one of my own. So he came up with the concept of uniform for his own army to wear so that he could identify his own men without accidentally killing them. So this concept carries on even today in the corporate world, where we are forced into wearing uniforms as well. It's just called by a different name. Dress code. And they're trying to make it very attractive by giving it names. Formals, casuals, smart casuals. I'm not aware of this, but is there a dumb casual, dumb formal? But is it required? We as human beings have an innate nature of being different from the herd. For example, how many of you notice that my tie in an unusual knot. Oh, come on, man, I made an effort. Okay, I forgive you. But just imagine how difficult it would have been for our ancestors to enforce these uniforms. And now imagine what would have happened when ladies got into the scenario. I'll paint you a picture. I request all the gentlemen in the room to raise up their right hands. The next question goes to you. Word of caution, please do not answer it out loud. Have you ever been with a woman at any sort of social gathering who's just seen another woman wearing the same dress as her? Need I say any more? The uniform became a weapon of control. Ask yourself, why is the uniform required? We as human beings, we have this natural tendency of going against this society that is adamant at making all of us look, behave and act the same. Why? Ask your manager. Everybody has a manager. Even managers have managers. Imagine how easy it is to manage a group of people who all look, think, act and behave alike. Right? People who wear the same uniform have a tendency, have a capability of empathizing with one another. This creates a situation wherein you tend to be supportive and protective about each other. A learning experience that is supportive as well. Isn't that exactly what we're doing here at Toastmasters? Yes? Before leaving, I would like to leave you with a quotation. Something that the creator of the Scout movement said. Richard Baden-Powell said that uniform makes for brotherhood because it covers each and every difference that class and country creates. Thank you, and over to the participants.